Good afternoon. Today in this tutorial I will show you how to make these pine cones with golden strings. It seems difficult to make these gold strings into the pine cones, but I quickly thought I invented a method how to insert the golden strings inside without them coming loose over time. And I will show you this. The golden strings, I had to make them myself thicker, as I bought sewing yarn in the shop, which is golden color. But the problem is it is way too thin. It's much too thin. This, so I make them 4 times thicker, and I use an arm length. That's more or less the length you want to make the loop on the end of the pine cones. This loop. So we cut the arm length. Now we take the sewing yarn and make both ends start equally. We take those two together and we make sure that it's the same length. Then we cut it. Those we will lay apart. And then the next step is that we will turn it around a nail or something which we clamp into the this is a coffee plastic. And then we put our little vise. We put it a little bit back, and we take both ends of one string, the other one we lay apart, lay on the table. We just don't use it yet. We will do that one the same way as we are doing now. And we turn both ends. We turn them anti-clockwise. Both turn them anti-clockwise between 2 fingers. Make them wet with a sponge so that they turn easier between 2 fingers. I make them thicker because it looks much nicer when it's thick. By doing this turning work, the structure becomes interesting as well. Now we make a knot at the end. It's just the same way as I showed you in previous tutorials. And we cut the end. We made a knot. Now the second one we do exactly the same way. We put it around our little vise. And we make that both ends are exactly the same. And we start turning them anti-clockwise as well, against the clock. Okay. Now we take it carefully from the end and we let it turn itself. Now we have a thicker, double as thick as before as well, and we make a knot at the end. Now we take both strings which we just made thicker, we take them together and make that the both ends are equally, and we put them around our vise again. We put it around it, and this time both ends we will turn clockwise. We turn them clockwise between two fingers. In this case I choose to not mix the walnut, for example, is red, a reddish Bordeaux red with gold. But in this case, for the pineapples, I think it's nicer to just make them gold. So we twist them clockwise, both ends. We slide it off and let it find its way. Now we have a nice thick gold string. We make a knot at the end. And we trim off the excess. Next step is to drill a hole into your pine cone. I already pre-drilled those in this case. Don't do this freehand. Don't hold it in your hand and drill with a drill. You can end up with the drill going through your hand. Never do this. My father once did it freehand. He drilled something and he was holding his hand at the other side and he was drilling and he was holding a blank and drilled literally through his hand. So please don't be very impulsive. Use a vise. A big one, a small one, but just use a vise, please. And clamp the vise, clamp the pine cone, clamp it in the vise when drilling, and you will drill in the length, right through the middle. And often there is some kind of they're still sticking out a thing which you have to remove before drilling. Remove anything which is here on the top of the pine cone. Okay. Next step is to get some glue and a toothpick. I will look for a toothpick moment, please. Yep. Toothpicks, you know them, for cleaning between the teeth after eating. And I use a toothpick several times. We can make like 3 pine cones with 1 toothpick. And we get the glue. It's just white carpenter's glue. Use this one, no other glue, just white carpenter's glue. Polyvinyl, or I don't know what the name is. And we dip it. We dip the point after in the glue, but not yet. We are not ready yet. First, before we are going to apply the glue, we get our string and we will make a loop and we will insert those without glue into the cone. This can be a bit complicated, but with some practice you use a blunt and not a sharp end of a toothpick, or some other thing like a match could be a solution which you sharpened with a knife, made thinner so that it goes in. The toothpick is 2 millimeters, so I drilled a hole of 2 millimeters. We insert the string in the cone. We insert the string as much as possible. Not overdo it, but make sure that it has enough of string inside, like half a centimeter at least. Some millimeters, it should go in half a centimeter, a quarter of an inch. at least. Okay, we inserted it. Next step is to apply some glue. We apply some glue on the toothpick. Not too much, but enough. It's too much. So I let it fall down again. And we apply the glue a little bit here in the beginning of the hole. We apply the glue. Yes. Next step, we insert the toothpick. And before, as much as possible, that it goes down. And then we cut off its head, the excess of the toothpick. We take the loop and put it down, just in case, because we don't want to cut the loop, bone string loop. And we cut it down with a good knife, sharp one, leave like 2 millimeters. Don't cut it off completely, but leave like 2 millimeters. And next step is we have still a little piece of toothpick which is visible. We don't want to see that, so we take it upside down and go down 90 degrees, straight down. We push it down. So that it goes in. It won't be visible anymore. And then you have your pine cone drying. The pine cone is ready. Leave it to dry, and it can be hung in the Christmas tree, or before a window. Simple as that. And then the walnuts, you can also make the walnuts and the hazelnuts. I have hazelnuts as well, like these. And they are very nice in a Christmas tree. They are natural and it has its natural charm. What you still can do is to apply some fake snow. I have no idea yet. If somebody has an idea to how to put snow on this, please email me. I would be very interested to know how to put some snow on it and maybe varnish it. I would think I should use some water-based white paint, thin, not too thin, and put it on very carefully here and there, not completely, of course. We don't want it completely white. It should just look like as if there was a little bit of snow on it. And then varnish it so that the brown comes out. I would appreciate your advice on these ideas. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas already, even though it's still some time to go. Till the next video.